Are you disappointed with your student's financial aid package from the university? Is there no way that you can pay what they're expecting you to pay? If that's the case, then you might be eligible for a financial aid appeal. So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 steps to appealing financial aid packages. This is going to include details on what steps to take, as well as what to write in that important financial aid letter. Now, this can be done every single year while your student is in college. So this is not just for senior year high school, but it can be all 4 years while they are attending. Here are just a couple examples of families that have used our financial aid appeal process in Debt for Degree Lab, our monthly membership for paying for college. And one family, they received an extra $1,500 even after they didn't even think that they'd get any more, all by submitting this appeal letter that I'm going to explain to you. And then another family, this is crazy. After submitting the appeal letter, they actually had their EFC, which I'll explain in a bit, edited from over $50,000 per year to only $13,000 per year, and therefore the university actually gave them an extra $27,000 in grant money. $27,000, all by following our steps on how to appeal financial aid. So if you're interested in learning about Debt Free Degree Lab, the program that they use to follow this, you can find the link in the description after this video. But for now, let's talk about the 5 steps to appealing financial aid so that your family can get more money from the school. Hello, my name is Jocelyn Pearson, founder of the Scholarship System, where we redefine paying for college so that your family can have a strong financial future rather than one where your student is buried in tons of student loan debt. Now, don't forget to hit subscribe, because every single week I'm going to give you a new strategy in a short video on how to secure a debt-free degree. Let's go ahead and get started. So what is a financial aid appeal? Well, let me rewind a little bit and tell you about FAFSA. When you submit FAFSA, which is a federal form for federal student aid, you receive a number called EFC, Expected Family Contribution, or this is going to be changed to Student Aid Index, SAI. Either way, basically it's a number saying what your family is expected to contribute to your student's education for this year. Now the thing is, this is based on prior tax information. So 2 years ago. So perhaps most families actually have different financial situations these days compared to back then. So what we need to do is show that to the university and explain, hey, our situation has changed from these numbers that you're looking at. There's no way we can pay this. And so that is why we would want to submit a financial aid appeal letter in order to request more money. Now, the thing is, you can't just say, hey, we just want more money. Can you just give us more money? You can try that. I always say try, why not? But typically an appeal is based on certain specific circumstances. I'll explain those circumstances in just a moment in a list. Now, every school can handle this differently. Some might have an official process. Some might have just a person that you need to send an email to. Either way, I'm going to give you what you need to send. Now, comment below. Did you know that you can request more money from the school, or did you think that the first offer is just simply what you have to pay? Let me know in the comments. And it's okay to say that you didn't know, because I will tell you that most families don't. So what are the circumstances? Basically, any kind of extreme financial hardship is a reason for a financial aid appeal. This includes loss of income or loss of disability or any kind of other sources of funding. It could be death of a breadwinner. It could be change in marital status. Maybe one person left the relationship and so the financial situation is greatly different. Maybe additional expenses beyond what is just seen in the cost of attendance for that college's bill. And it could also include major medical expenses, or maybe even just extreme situations based on COVID. So anything that has really hit your family hard financially, this could be reason for appealing. Now let's get into the 5 steps. So first and most important is collecting any proof. They will ask you for proof if you are saying that you have lost a job or lost income, etc. So I'm going to give you a list of what to collect in just a little bit. Secondly, you want to find out how the school handles the appeal process. Reach out to the financial aid department, maybe give them a call, or you can have your student do this and say, okay, is there a formal appeals process, or do I need to just send an email? And if so, to whom? So that is the second step. The third and most important step is writing the appeals letter. Now, I have a surprise for you, and that is a free template for a financial appeals letter. So you can go to the link below in the description, or you can go to the scholarshipsystem.com/appeals template. Now, when you're looking at this template, you will see an official formal header to the letter. So this can include your student's information or your information, the date, and then the financial aid department's information. Then when it comes to addressing the letter, you want to either address it to a person if you received someone's name, or you can just address it to the financial aid department in general. Now there's 3 main sections of information that I suggest families covering. Now, the first part of the letter should be just a very brief introduction, something along the lines of, hey, we are newly admitted. Or it can say, if your student has already been there, you can say that, hey, we've been there for X amount of years and really enjoyed our time here. So just something very short and sweet to open it up. The second section of this is going to be the most important, and that is explaining those financial hardships and your reason for appealing for more money. Now, when we talked about the changes in circumstances, that's what you want to focus on here, okay? We need to give them very clear evidence as to why we should receive more money. Be careful that this isn't just a big complaining paragraph. I would recommend balancing it with, hey, this is what we were hit with, this is what we're doing to fix it, but we haven't been able to get the money side of it fixed or something like that, so that you can show, yes, we're in a tough situation. We're trying to get ourselves out of it. We are, but it still hasn't come to fruition yet. So try to have a balance of a circumstance that has affected you with the steps that you're taking to fix it. So we just want to make sure that we're not just kind of complaining about our life, but we're showing them, hey, we're truly impacted. We are making a difference with it, but we still need help. This paragraph is the most important, but you also don't want to make it too fluffy. Try to make it short, concise, and to the point. Now, third, you want to write a conclusion. So this can be why the education is important. It can be if we don't receive any more money, our student is either going to have to leave the university, or they won't be able to enroll, or it could be that they're going to have to borrow this amount in student loan debt, which we know is going to make it much harder to succeed beyond college. So just a quick consequential explanation for the students. Now, if you have an offer from another university where they offered more money, that might be something that you want to consider including in this letter as well. So those are the 3 main parts of the letter. Then you want to have your students sign it, or you sign it with name, email, and phone number. That way, there's no way they don't know any kind of contact information. Then the 4th step is to package this with any kind of evidence. So think about all those circumstances I mentioned earlier. What kind of proof can you submit? This could be medical bills, W-2s, a letter from a previous employer about loss of employment. It could be proof of education expenses beyond what they know about. So any kind of official documentation that can show that your financial situation has indeed changed. Now, the 5th and final step is to submit this. So they might ask for more information back and forth, but the best thing you can do is include as much as you can in the first and official submission. So you can either submit this through a formal process, depending on the university, or it might just be an email. If it is an email, you can put your letter into a PDF format. Do not attach a Word document or a Google document. You don't want it to be editable. Put it in a PDF and then attach it and just write a short intro in the email. Or if you want, you can just put the letter right into the email, but then you don't need that header that we talked about. So really, this is up to you, or maybe the school tells you how to submit it. I personally love the PDF way to go, just because it keeps it a lot cleaner. Now, also with that PDF, you want to make sure you include any kind of evidence. So all of it should be submitted at one time together. Now, just some final tips. Be respectful. There is a true human on the other side of this that has kids, that has jobs, stress, problems. They are trying to balance as much as they can with helping you financially and with answering to their own boss. So just keep that in mind. You can definitely get further in this process by being sweet. The second is to have all evidence ready and together. That will make your life a lot easier down the road, especially if they come back with questions. You also want to make sure you can present it clearly and orderly. Don't have just a ton of receipts in a jumbled pile and hope that they can figure it out. Make it very nice and neat for them to clearly see what you're trying to show them. Next, you want to make sure that you're staying on top of this. So this might take a few follow-ups. You might have to stay on top of them, follow up. But no matter what, you want to make sure that you don't just submit it and hope for the best. And lastly, submit it the sooner, the better. So anything with financial aid, the sooner the better always comes into play. Okay, the last thing I want to mention is that financial aid appeals, as you saw earlier, can truly bring in a lot more money from the universities, but you don't want to stop here. Linked below is a free training on my 6 steps to securing scholarships. This is where your students should be working on outside money to help complement what they get from the university. In fact, I received 6 figures in scholarships, and we've since helped families secure almost $6.8 million in funding using the process I teach in that free training. You can find the link below or go to thescholarshipsystem.com/free training. Now, don't forget your free appeals letter either. And also leave us a comment below or a thumbs up or hit subscribe. That way we know we're doing a good job and you're finding these helpful and we can keep creating them. Okay, that's all for today. Again, I'm Jocelyn with the Scholarship System. I'll see you in the next video.